Alright, what's up everybody? Alright, this evening what I'm going to be doing is doing the other side of the wire tuck. I'm going to bring you inside of the vehicle, show you what I have done, and go ahead and finish up this side. So currently this wire is actually going through this section over here, going around this way and wrapping and going down to the headlights and the horns. I'm sorry. The way we're gonna route it is basically put everything back inside of the vehicle and run it another way so it comes out the side just like it is on this side. Now I haven't buttoned up everything over here yet because I still need to tweak everything a little bit here and there, but for the most part it's done. And if we have time tonight, we'll also be doing the engine harness. But just soldering every end here and there it just takes a little bit of time. So, so that's what we're gonna be doing this evening. So let's get started. All right, so let's start out back here. We're going to basically push this wire harness through the grommet that's on the firewall and wiggle everything through to the inside of the vehicle. Once it's inside the car, we'll end up cutting this and running it through a hole that's on the side of the A-pillar. So let's get started on that. Run the wires through that hole right there. Nothing's going to be coming out here. There's some wires that I have to run in behind this and down and out that way. The wire harness, these are going to be run in a different manner, these here. And like I said, this engine's really not the engine I'm going to be keeping in here, but the other engine that I'll be putting in here has a similar layout, so I'll be able to just transfer everything over when I'm done with it. So for the most part it'll work. So let's go over into the inside. On the inside I have the wire here. Okay, now the important one that goes to the engine itself is this one here. Okay, the important one that goes to the engine is this one. Okay, now the one that goes to the outside is this section over here. Okay, I will have to undo this wire loom and separate this as much as possible. That way it goes over to that side as much as possible, and that way at the same time I can go this way with it. You can see on this side I already got the computer laid out, the fuse box is down there. The map sensor is now located in here just to make it a little bit more clean on the outside. The connectors that go to that side of the engine harness is right here, along with the other connectors. There's a couple wires that I do have to snip off and put back together, but that's pretty easy. This side is just going to be, like I said, a little bit time consuming, just figuring everything out. So let's get started on it. Alright everyone, so as you can see I split that one from the other one and it gave me about another 8 or 10 inches of more room to actually move it over that way. So I still have a little bit more to go that I could unravel. So let's see how much more I could take off. Alright, so basically what I did is that wire that was hanging that goes to the headlights and stuff, I snipped every end off. Okay, and what I'm going to be doing is on this side right here, I'm gonna drill a little hole and run those wires through, and then I'll just resolder all these. I'll have to extend them out a little bit. I'll have to extend them out some, and then just run them over to the side over here. Now, to be quite honest, there's a few of them here that I truly don't need. I'm not gonna have a water jug, and I'm not going to have that'll be the only thing I don't have is a water jug. I'm still gonna wire them in, simply being because later on in the future, if I decide to put this back on and I have a turbo on this thing, I could actually use the pumps that are on them and run some hose over to this side and then use them as sprayers for the intercooler. I've seen some people use them for that, and it shows to increase some horsepower. Some, not a whole lot, but every bit counts. So let's get to work on this end now. Alright everyone, so as you can see, now it's coming out through there, runs up the side, ground is right there, and the wires will just go right in place. There's the ballast for the HIDs. Don't have any HIDs for the high beam, but it's alright. So there's that side, and of course this side, same thing. Ground. It's got the relay for the radiator fan. Of course, I still got to button this side up a little bit. Connectors, radiator fan, had to extend it out some. It just goes connected back here. Just a little bit of. Well, anyway, it goes there. Some of the other things I'll be doing. Major thing is rerun these two wires. I'm going to cut them from the inside and then just run them in. The actual hole where this all this mess is going to go through is this one here. I don't know if you can see it. If I could get it to focus. Yeah, there we go. It'll be going in through that hole right there. My vacuum line for the map sensor will go through this one here. And once I get the engine out, which I will be pulling it out anyway, but still, once I pull it out, I'll clean this up a lot better and do a shaving of all the stuff that looks all nasty and junk. This was a pretty much a fail on my end, and we'll get it all cleaned up. Get it ready for paint. And this traction bar this brace that's down here that goes across, that's getting replaced. It'll be changed out so it takes up less space in the engine bay. That's one of the things that sucks about these older cars, is that the engine bay is a lot smaller than the later models. But for the most part, that's where I'm at. And let's go on to the next thing. All right, everyone. Okay, this is the next day. Got real late last night, so had to cut the videos short. But while I was not messing with the CRX, I got to thinking, you know, I'm doing all this weight reduction, and pretty much you want the race car feel. Like in the future, I'll be putting a roll cage in this thing anyway. So I decided to do away with the entire dash itself. Of course, I'm going to put it up, and I'm not going to throw it away or nothing like that. But for the most part, what I'm thinking of doing is just leaving the top half, just leaving this top half in with the cluster in place, and just leaving the controls there, and just getting rid of the rest of it and just letting that sit there. So I believe that's what I'm going to do. In the end, I think it'll accommodate the rest of the car accordingly. Now, I went to the store a little bit ago and bought some supplies so I can go ahead and mount the battery back here and run the wiring over to the fuse box and plug everything in. That way I can get it running. I may not get it running tonight, but for sure I will get most of it done. So when you see the car for the next time, dash is going to be out, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with the wiring. So let's get to it. Alright, everyone. Alright, so this is what I did. Of course, like I said, I was going to take the dash out, and I did. Okay, just gotta wipe it down a little bit, and all I'm leaving is that. Okay, now the way I fasten this, it is on there very good, you know, very good. It's not gonna go anywhere. Made a bracket for the fuse box. Okay, and everything's pretty solid down here for the most part. It's not gonna go anywhere. I still have the adjustability of my steering wheel. Everything in here is relatively okay looking. I mean, there's still a few things that I gotta tidy up. Those wires, I'm gonna tidy those up a little bit. I still have to run that wire over to that from the battery, which the battery is gonna be mounted back there. And let's see. The next thing I'm going to be doing, since I have that part done, is the engine harness. Now the engine harness itself, I have to take it all apart and redo the routing of everything, how it's going to go. So I'm going to do a video on me taking all this apart. It's going to be a time lapse. It's not going to be something that I'm going to go into detail, because this is very time consuming. So as soon as I get that set up, you get to go. All right, everyone. Okay, so I've buttoned up everything, kind of, but it's a work in progress. So it's going. So anyway, so in here, as you can see, it doesn't appear to have any wires in there except for a couple that you see here and back there. For the most part, everything's back in where it should be. The wires are going through the firewall at that point right there. Okay. If we come around in here, the computer's been put back in place, and all the some of the necessary things that need to be in there, and some are not, but they're in here. Okay. Everything's pretty much in good working order. I did start up the car. It starts right up. The battery has been moved to the back. I haven't fastened it down yet because I just needed to try it out first, just to make sure everything's going to be working like it should. But as you can see, everything's working, no lights. Okay. So everything that makes noises is there. Now, good news for everybody who's watching because of the darts. I just got off the phone with Rob at Road Race Motorsports. Did let him know that I'm still gonna end up getting one. Just gotta give it some time. And I did ask him the question of why there's no actual videos out there of people buying them and having them installed, and he did give me a good reason. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna get into it. And it does make sense. So for the most part, when I get that system, I will be doing the video of the install on the Dart. So I'm only going to be doing one. I'm not going to be doing two. That's a lot of money for a turbo system, but it is what it is. One's better than none. So please stay tuned. I will continue to be doing things to the car, all three of them, and join me on the next episode, and we'll go from there. So I'll be looking and see what I do there, but for now, this is where I'm ending it for this episode. So please stay tuned, like and subscribe, and I'll be doing some vlogs here soon, so stay tuned for that.